Hey guys, it's Monday, which means it's Day by Day Expressions. And if you joined us last week, you know that we got Dr. Coach Aaron Brister. I helped coach a CrossFit class,
Sure.
and I had a guy in our class, and he would call me Coach Dr. Pastor, Coach Dr. Pastor Cliff. And so I kind of feel like I need to do that with you.
I've had,
you know?
I've had the Coach Dr. Reverend.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah. And so we're talking about just excellence coming out in no matter what occupation it is, even in coaching. And a lot of times excellence is seen as at the end if you win the last game. But there's so much more. There's so much more. It's not necessarily about the last game there. But how do you think about excellence and your walk with the Lord coming out in your practices and in this idea of competition?
Yeah, Cliff, I think we have to first start with we're going to fail.
Yeah.
And getting our athletes to understand that we all fall short of God's glory.
Baseball is such a fertile ground for that.
Yeah. So right, you got 10 at bats, you strike out 7, you get 3 hits, you're in the Hall of Fame.
That's right.
So make it 30% on the test and you're grounded.
Exactly.
Right. So overcoming and understanding excellence to me is that we have to look at our gauge, right? And you and I have talked before about comparisons and things like that in life. And so as we start comparing ourselves to different standards, man, we've got to really figure out, man, what do I need to be comparing to? And obviously as believers, we just look, hey, we've got to look to the master, right?
Yeah.
We've got to look to our creator, and that's all we have to please. He is the one we please. He is the one we serve. He's the one that we desire and our drive. So excellence there is, hey, did I have a good day at work today? How was practice today? People ask me, my dad will call and say, well, how did it go today?
Yeah.
And I say, well, we did this right. We compared to this, and sometimes I could look and say, okay, well, what's this college doing? Are we doing what that college is doing?
Yeah.
Are we doing that? And I think we get so pulled away from that. We get so drawn into what somebody else that the world says is excellent that we try to seek that worldly affirmation. And we got the head coach, our creator. That's who we're looking for the approval. And so for me, you mentioned like the artistry of our craft and the things that we do in college baseball. For me, I want these guys to learn how to work hard, to learn how to when they fall, how do we respond to that failure? When we don't succeed, when we don't please, right? I'm a people pleaser. My parents said that's going to kill you, son. Yeah, you're right. But I got to get away from being a people pleaser, and I got to be a God pleaser, right? And so if my guys can understand that, hey, I don't want you to try to win this game for me.
Yeah.
I don't want you to just try to win this game for the guy next to you. I don't want you to just try to win the game for you. Like, who are we doing this for?
Right.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so obviously 4 years of college and you're playing on the CBC Mustangs, you may not get it in those 4 years, but for me, the consistency, if they hear it every day from what we're doing as coaches and we're pouring into them, hey, just give me your best.
Yeah. Yeah.
Better your best. You weren't very good yesterday. You can be better today.
Yeah.
You had a great day today? Well, be better tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I think that's exactly what God's calling us to do in our life is to look at our life each day, examine it, and say, okay, well, I haven't attained this,
Right.
right?
Yeah,
Because but keep on striving.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be holy as I am holy. Well, we can't do that, Jesus. But you can keep trying.
Yeah.
So if that's our drive of excellence, that we've got this standard that we're never going to attain,
Right.
but we're not depressed by that because we know He's given us that hope. And
Yeah.
it's He in us that gives us that joy and that drive. And
Right.
so
I think that's so important to not be passive in it.
yeah.
But there is a sense where it's I can't, but He can.
Right.
And that's why we have
That's
the
right.
Spirit living within
come
us
on.
to live through us
Yeah.
in that way. I'll never forget when I guess it was the Cardinals that were in the World Series several years ago.
Yeah.
And Lance
Too many years ago.
Yeah. Was Lance Berkman playing first base for the Cardinals back then or something?
Yeah, the big Puma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's a devout Christian.
Sure.
And I remember somebody asking him the question. They were on the stage. They had just won I forgot what they won.
Right.
But anyway, they're all gathered there in the center of the field, and they put the microphone in his face and all that stuff. And they were kind of trying to draw out this Christianity thing in him. Mm-hmm. They said, did you pray to win? Do you pray to win? He said, no, I don't pray to win.
Yeah.
I pray that we compete with excellence.
There it is.
And I thought, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Because you always feel funny. Like I've grown up with coaches and, pray to win and all that stuff. But that's not it. It's to compete with excellence. And for the Christian, it is to put on display the glory of our Creator. And that comes out in how we attack certain things.
So good. Yeah.
And so, quick question.
Yeah.
Since that is the mindset, I'm sure you're getting guys that come in that have just been drilled with just win.
Yeah.
So how do you see those guys, and you've talked about it a little bit already, but have you seen them change being under your program to where they realize it's not just about the victory at the end of the season, but it's about something more?
Yeah. I think to answer your question, I think do I get to see it sometimes, but it's usually later.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we don't get that satisfaction of getting it immediately.
Right.
And as well as I do, I mean, I've read the Bible cover to cover 4 different times, and like wow, I never remember reading that part, but I've read it before, you know, like, so something new coming out, something new. I've read passages over and over and over, and God, He changes my heart to see something in a different light, and it may be a circumstance that I have never experienced, and now I experience it, then I read it and it jumps off the page. So I think to answer that honestly is, do I get to see them get it in their 2 to 4 years with me? I don't get to see it as much as I would like.
Yeah.
But I do know that they feel different. Like they feel it's not just about winning, but I'm telling you, they're going to hear me say from day one, our goal is to win the championship.
Yeah.
Right? We're going to do everything in our power to be the best team out there, and we're going to train hard. We're going to do this. We're going to train our very best, give our very best. And if we give our very best and don't achieve, we can still walk away. We gave our very best. This is just how good we were this year.
Yeah.
And your job now is to go home this summer, train harder in the fall, train hard in the winter, and let's get after it again. I mean, that some people will ask me that question, like, well, man, you made it to the championship game this year, and you ran out of gas. I mean, like your pitching staff ran out of gas. You did so good. You had 38-15 record season, second best in history. Blah 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 blah. That's great and good. I don't get into all that necessarily, but we didn't win, but we gave everything we had.
Yeah.
And so what do I go? Our coaches get together, and I tell my recruiting coordinator, and I tell my pitching coach, I tell my okay, we got to get these guys to fix this part of the puzzle that we missed last year.
Yeah.
And to try to get to this. And that's why it's fun. It's a game, though.
Yeah. And I'm sure is it more satisfying to know that you've got a group of guys that maybe didn't win the championship, but they left it all out there, and they are competing at their highest level versus a team that may just cakewalk and win the championship, but they had more in the tank. You know that they were not as focused or anything like that. Like, it's great to win the championship, but to watch a group of guys go all in and trust you and give it everything, and then walk off the field knowing, hey, we gave it everything.
You think about, Cliff, after you get done, I mean, you prepare all week, you get done giving a sermon, and you're going, you're energetic like I am, and you're presenting this, and you've studied, you've prepared and done all this prep. When you get done, you're exhausted.
Right, yeah.
Like,
Sunday naps are glorious.
Yes, like, please, Lord, let me not have anything to do today, But that's that feeling of satisfaction that I do get to see immediately with these guys, is that after a hard workout or a tough game or whatever, man, their weight of everything is kind of like expended. Like I've given my all. And I tell them and I remind them often, guys, we don't need regrets. Regret is something that's going to cause you to go backwards. Like, give me all you got, then you don't have to regret.
Right.
And then I can just say, okay, yeah, hey, we didn't do well here, we didn't do well here, we didn't do well here, we'll do better there, but you gave me all you got. Let's keep on working and striving for excellence.
That's good. That's great. Hey, guys, I hope you're enjoying the conversation. We're going to keep on talking, and we'll see you next Monday on Day by Day Expressions.